What is good? Fuck, good. Everyone. Shoobs here. This is so scuffed. I just want to note that I was sent over this prototype for a early review, but I was not paid for the review in any way. What is good, everyone? Shoobs here. Today we have a very special video featuring a board that, to be quite honest, is pretty damn sick, and I'm very excited to check out. This is the Matrix 3.0, the next step in Kinetic Labs number series, which I must say I'm a huge fan of, considering that the 2.0 ADD right here is one of my favorite keyboards of all time and something that I consider to be one of the best top mounts ever made. It's currently unbuilt, but yeah, this is a very amazing keyboard. So when I heard that the 3.0 would be coming out, I was beyond fucking excited, and the day has finally come to witness that moment. I'll also be trying to be as unbiased as possible, but I do want to note that I am a huge Matrix simp like I mentioned before. So a bit more detail on the board and the group buy in general, which is happening right now, by the way. Please bear with me since Matrix makes things quite interesting. This board is a TKL, which will be available in both WinKey and WinKeyless in Anno and coding. Now, Matrix coding can be quite daunting for someone not familiar with their boards, but I'll link Elboard's YouTube down below showcasing the differences in some of the sparkling finishes, which, by the way, is one of the craziest finishes available for keyboards like ever. The Anno and coding quality in Matrix boards are really unmatched in my opinion. But these are the available options for the Anno, and these are for the coding. The board will also feature different top options, which will be a eye as well as a heart, and an option for extra top cases with another variant or just a blank one as well. The eye or the heart will have windows that showcases the OLED underneath, which is like the ones you have seen on the Vita, which I also built for the video keyboard with a screen a while back. Looking at the exploded view of the board, you can see that the board will also have an option for top mount as well as gasket mount, so it has two mounting options. The board will come with an option for alu plate or PC plate, and finally the option to upgrade the back weight to clear coated brass. The standard weight as well as certain parts of the board, such as the eye color right here, will be random, as is Matrix tradition. Matrix likes putting some RNG elements on their board, unless you upgrade the weight, by the way. This one right here is the upgraded weight, and it will always be just brass. Finally, the board will be available from these vendors. Check which one works best for your location, with the group buy slated to close on 3/17/2022. The board will be priced around 580 USD with the standard weight and 620 with the upgraded weight. I'm not sure if I covered everything about this board. Please check the Geekhack thread down below for all the details, because it is a lot to take in, and Matrix group buys are always quite a event. But yeah, here is the 3.0 prototype that I received, so let's take a closer look on the details of this bad boy. This proto is the silver Anno version featuring the eye top case, looking very sick. Mine came with the gray and red accents. It looks very nice. I'm very happy with the color choices here. The curves are a bit more aggressive compared to, say, the 2.0 ADD, but honestly I'm quite a huge fan. And finally, the weight for my version is the upgraded one with the clear coat brass, and it looks really fucking good. Overall, what can I say? I really do like how this board looks. My only gripe would be the lack of a badge. A lot of Matrix boards, such as the 2.0 ADD as well as the Vita and a lot of the past ones, had these customizable badges that can be taken out. They decided not to put any on this board, which is sad. Where else will I put my shoes badge now? But honestly, I don't know. That's the only one design choice that I really don't like. They decided to get rid of the badge. I don't know why they did that. Anyways, let's open this up and take a closer look at the internals as well as the plate and PCB. So the plate option that I got was the aluminum with the flex cuts. As you can see from the plate design, there is room for both gasket as well as top mount. However, my prototype and a lot of the other prototypes don't have the top mount compatibility yet, so I won't be able to test that just yet. So we'll just be testing the gasket implementation. It also comes with foam, but I won't be using that because I prefer not to use foam on any matrix boards. Welcome to another episode of Ashkeebs Talks Without a Fucking Script. We're back again. We did one yesterday, and today we are building the 3.0 from Matrix, going with some lubed 205 grades, okay, not lubed 205, lubed Cherry MX Blacks, which have been broken in, lubed with 205 grade 0, with of course the black cherry pie on the spacebar. This board is very interesting, I can't wait. It is both top mount and gasket compatible, but we're only going to be testing out the gasket this time due to the prototype only really allowing for gasket at the moment. They also wanted me to note that the PCB color, which is black, is only for the prototype. There will be a different color for the production run. And yeah, this board has that screen. I am very excited for the screen. I unfortunately had to trade my Vita for a graphics card when I was building my new PC, so I have the keyboard with the screen back. I am very happy. But the board actually allows for USB ports both on the left or the right side, which is very cool. But yeah, this board has a lot of different features in it. Matrix always brings very interesting design choices in their keyboards, which I actually am a big fan of. For the set, we're gonna go with GMK Moto, because I do think that the clean aesthetic fits it well. God damn, this looks so freaking good. Oh my god, with Moto, it actually looks so sleek and clean. I am a huge fan of how it looks. But let's see how this types and feels. But before that, let's get some detailed shots. So, what do I think of this board? This might not sound that convincing coming from someone that is a self-proclaimed Matrix fan, but this board right here is a straight banger. I'm sad I couldn't test the top mount option for this board, but I gotta say that the isolation gasket implementation, this board is one of the best isolation gaskets that I have personally ever tried. The bottom out is super soft and there is a lot of flex, but it is not an overwhelming amount of flex. And the sound without any foam is clear and crisp and a bit higher pitched, but with the creaminess and slight mutedness that comes with isolation gasket. I'm not a huge fan of isolation gasket personally. I do prefer top mount or playlist or gummy and things like that. but this board definitely goes into the category of isolation gaskets done well. If I had to choose a close comparison in terms of the sound and feel, it's sort of close with the Key Cult 265 that I've tried, which I also regard as a isolation gasket board that is done very well. It doesn't sound too muted while being very soft and satisfying to type on. Overall, the board is very expensive. It's definitely a high-end board and it won't be accessible to a lot of people, but for the enthusiasts, and I can only speak on the gasket mount and not the top mount of this board, but for the enthusiast as it stands in front of me right now, it is definitely a top tier board in its own right. I do think that it's a unique and very welcome addition to the Matrix's heralded number series of keyboards. I think it is a legitimate successor, not really a successor, but addition from the 2.0 ADD. The 2.0 ADD is still my favorite Matrix, but this is coming very close. All in all, this board right here gets my big thumbs up of approval. I really dig it, and if you're looking for a high-end TKL, this definitely checks off all the boxes for me, and I would recommend it. God, I'm such a fucking Matrix simp. I really like this board.